Thanks for joining us for this edition of From the Mailbag. We're working hard on creating an environment that will help our job creators and debating what we need to do here in Washington to rein in federal spending to put our country on the path of economic recovery. Over the past few weeks, we have received numerous emails, calls, and letters on the Joint Congressional Committee, or what is commonly called the Supercommittee, which was created by the Budget Control Act to craft legislation to reduce our deficit by at least $1.2 trillion. And I guess I would say that I'm very hopeful that this plan will be successful. Everybody's going to have to take somewhat of a haircut. We can't continue to borrow almost 40 cents of every dollar with a $1.3 trillion deficit. That's almost an unimaginable amount of money. So we're working hard to come up with ways to reduce the spending and get our fiscal house back in order, just like the people of Arkansas have worked hard with their own budgets. November 23rd is the deadline to produce a bill and introduce it to Congress. So the Supercommittee will come up with their plan by November 23rd. They'll introduce it to Congress, and then Congress has by December 23rd to actually vote on that. By law, the Congress must approve about $1.2 trillion in cuts, or if they don't do that by the December 23rd deadline, then across the board, broad cuts will go into effect. So there's lots of work, there's lots of pressure to find agreement, and Republicans and Democrats are working together, again, to try and get our spending in line so that we can continue to have a vibrant economy, which is what we so desperately want. Ann from Jonesboro writes to me about hearing more about the reauthorization of the No Child Left Behind Act. She supports standards-based education reform. And I would just say, in regard to No Child Left Behind, I was on the school board for 7 years. I'm very much in favor of improving our education system. We've got to continue to make sure that kids get a quality education so that they can compete in the global economy that we have right now. The No Child Left Behind needs to be reformed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And so as a result, we're working hard to do that with the reauthorization as it comes up. We put our schools in situations where one week we're actually giving them recognition, giving them a certificate of great achievement, and then maybe coming back a month later and finding out that they need to be on the needs improvement list because of the function of the law. So again, we need to clean it up. It's done a good job in some areas, not so good in others, but all of us are working hard to reform the law. Another area that is of such interest right now, and this really came to light even more so as we conducted a teletown hall the other day where we called a number of constituents and talked to them over the telephone. And one of the questions that came up repeatedly was concerned about Social Security and making sure that this program is protected. And again, this is so important that we make clear that what I want to do, I think what the average member of Congress wants to do, is make sure that this program, Social Security, is protected for the future. Those of you that are currently receiving a benefit, those of you that are retired, you simply don't need to worry. Your benefits will not be cut. Those of you that are about to retire, you'll be in the same program that we're offering now. And literally over my dead body, and I think over many other dead bodies, are we going to cut benefits. On the other hand, for the program to remain viable for our children and grandchildren, as you get into younger than 50-ish or so, if we don't do something to change the program to strengthen it, there simply won't be the dollars that you get a full benefit. So we're working hard to do that, and that's going to take Republicans and Democrats working together to figure out how to do that. It's going to take presidential leadership. It's going to take the Senate and the House. But I believe in really a fairly easy way that we can make some minor reforms, that we can tweak the system, and in so doing, make it such that this cornerstone will continue on, and that those that are younger in the system right now will get the benefit that they expect in the future. There's a number of different reasons for the fact that Social Security will have problems in the future. When it was first created, the average life expectancy was about 62. You didn't start drawing it till you were 65. That was a pretty good deal for the government. Now we're blessed. You know, men and women are living well into their 80s and enjoying just a very full life into this period. There will be fewer workers in the future for everyone that's retired as the baby boomers are aging. So there's a number of different reasons that are putting pressure on the system. But again, I feel very strongly that we can get those worked out. But it is so important that those of you that are retired, those of you that are anywhere near retirement, don't worry, the benefit is there for you and will be there for you. I want to thank you for joining us for this segment of From the Mailbag. I'd also like for you to subscribe to our e-newsletter at www.boozman.senate.gov. That's www.boozman.senate.gov. And if you'll do that, then periodically you'll get a little newsletter that is basically just telling you what we're doing in Washington and trying to keep you informed, and then also give you a mechanism where you can give feedback to us. So thanks again for being with us today.